So this car had Type R 5-lug on it, which is the Type R calipers too, front and back. And like you see, the calipers don't look good. They've been painted about 15 times, and the last color was black. You can see where it's gold underneath, which is like the original color that they put on. It's like almost like a nickel. Well, what I want to do is push the piston out. If you've never seen a caliper apart, that's what the piston looks like. And then there's a rubber dust seal in here. I'm going to take that off, send these off, get Austin to bead blast them and finish them. We'll do this with all 4 of them, then we'll put all new rubbers back together so it looks brand new. I mean, wait till you see it. Alright, so we have the calipers disassembled and all vital parts removed. We just got to finish cleaning those and we'll send them out to Austin to have refinished. And on the back here, it has some of the components, but we're going to be just taking the stuff off. It has H&R lowering springs and adjustable upper control arms. As you can see, someone did the 5-lug on this car and didn't put it, actually didn't install it right. These are the e-brake cables, and the e-brake cables were here, which, if anybody knows, they're supposed to come through this hole here. This line comes through here, hence this rubber piece here. It comes out and lays against there, comes up here. Anyway, upper control arms are going bye-bye. Low control arms are going to be removed. There's a titanium muffler right there. It's getting new rotors and new pads and new lines. It has stainless lines on it, and they are Goodrich, but they're just old. And again, when you're doing a build like this, there's certain things that you cut corners on and other things that you just don't. So we're replacing this, and because a lot of the bushings are getting replaced, the trailing arm bushing is notorious for being bad. It doesn't feel bad, but we're trying to build this car to handle. So one of the things we're going to do is take that out and put one of the urethane bushings in, one of the Prothane bushings, and that will tighten up the handling and take a lot of that squishiness out of it, a lot of the deflection in that rubber. So that is getting done on the rear. Similar story on the front. It has Skunk 2 upper control arms. Again, we don't know how old they are, and rather than trying to reuse those, we have new. Also, these are the factory low control arms. We're going to take these off. We have the new Skunk 2 ones that come with the new bushings, and of course the suspension is getting changed. We're putting our favorite Buddy Club suspension on here, and a front sway bar, and all the parts that go with it. Alright, so I've removed the low control arm, and the one we're going to replace it with is one that's Skunk 2 cell, and it has the new bushings in here, and also we have the different arm here from the EX model, so it accepts the sway bar. The sway bar would usually have a piece here. This doesn't have it, so we're going to change this and replace those parts together and be able to put a front sway bar in here. This is the DX model, which of course never came with it. Alright, so driver's side done. All nice, new and fresh. New bushings, new arm. Next thing is to get rid of the suspension, get rid of the upper control arm, and do the same to the back. George is still assembling body parts, cleaning everything up, giving everything a nice wax and a polish. What's it look like in the image? See anybody in there you recognize?
Probably not.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
It's real strangers when you look in mirrors.
Yeah.
And I can do more once it's on the car, so.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to hold on to.
Yeah, but no, I cleaned up a lot, didn't it? Yeah, very Now good. This is set. We're going to put the intake manifold back on. You can see here, remember some of the earlier episodes, again, I don't remember which one it was, but we had the AN line here, and it just looked terrible because by the time you had the fitting that took up this much room and the fitting that took up this much room, you had a piece of braided hose this long. It just looked terrible. Well, this one, because it's such a sharp bend, we're going to use our braided hose down there. You can't see it, so I'm not concerned about this. We changed this back to a push lock. This, I cut that off and welded a bead on here so that our hose goes on, our clamp will hold it. And we're going to use a regular rubber hose here. We'll just find something clean and, you know, put 2 nice clamps on it, because this is all well and good, but again, you know what I'm talking about. So I went to the parts store and dug through the hoses, and I came up with this. So for the back, I'll cut this down. That will go there, and obviously the intake goes under it. But again, I like the molded hose that's designed for it. You can see how well that fits from the top. I mean, you cut that down, it's perfect. It looks factory OEM, which is what we're looking for, right? Give you a little tip. When you're pulling these labels off, and they always leave like residue behind, or even worse, paper behind, and you spend the rest of the afternoon trying to remove the label. Let me show you a trick. You're gonna douse it with acetone. Watch this. Okay, so just gonna soak it. Soak through the paper.
Do that divider in here.
That needs to go wider.
Yeah. Well, this area is kind of thin to begin with. And if we take this and kind of run up here,
Yeah.
trim the carpet back to it, I don't think 1 inch would be too bad.
Yeah, but then we have to cut the carpet back and have
Yeah.
enough to tuck it. This is 1 inch?
Yeah, that's 1.
That'd be 1.5 right there. Because then we could follow that edge and it cover that button too, because that only just covers that button.
Oh, we could take those out too.
Yeah, well that would do what the button's doing, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, and this is thick enough to drill and tap.
Yeah, especially for just 6mm bolts
Yeah.
for a dress-up piece.
Yeah. Alright, so George put the interior pieces in. Nice thing about doing it fresh is all these pieces of, he's shampooed them and cleaned them up. These seats are getting changed. We're discussing a strip across this carpet. The carpet is now clean. This is getting 2 new seats in here, by the way. I've already ordered those. I'm hoping they'll be here next week. And it's getting a new steering wheel. This is the Japanese insert piece. We're going to be putting 2 gauges in there as the customer requested. I'll talk about those gauges a little bit later. Before we put the access cover back on, we're going to have to pull this out and change the fuel pump. Of course, we're going to do the Walbro GSS 342. Follow AB Powdercoat on Instagram. Actually, follow Austin B. Baker. Hopefully it doesn't post up our calipers and valve cover for you to see before I post it. If it does, I'm not going to give him any more plugs. There we go. I already cleaned this and painted it. It looks nice. We're trying to go with a theme. It's not just all about just whatever paint or colors we can find. So this is going to be here. This is the bracing. We're going to build a strip here to make a divider also to finish this carpet off. And you see the back from this angle, how good that looks. And again, it acts as like a noise suppression, kind of like a putting Dynamat down there. It takes a lot of the noise out of it. And again, it's just clean and finished. Esther's here, ladies and gentlemen. Esther, what are you doing?
Just walking in.
Did you bring Starbucks?
No, I was gonna ask you, but
Did you bring breakfast? Did you bring donuts?
No
Did
breakfast.
you bring breakfast? I don't know, I've run out of things to say.
I bought some energy.
She brought some Esther with her.
Did you bring a smile?
Yeah.
She always brings a smile.
I was bringing smile.
This thing's really starting to fray now, isn't it?
I guess I need to make some more.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to
people
give me
like
some
'em.
more to slice up. You want to see me slice some shirts?
Talk to Tom at corporate to see if we can get the okay, because he did mention chopping up company property, and he was, I talked him out of it. He was all right.
Yeah.
Once we got off the phone, I played golf with him on Sunday, by the way, and it's actually, I don't play golf, so
You actually hate golf.
I actually hate golf, but I do it to to keep in with Tom, because if he comes in here,
Yeah, Tom.
me and him will go, hey, golf, and then he leaves me alone. He just beats up on these people. If you could go ahead and hold that, I'm going to start loading all kinds of stuff into it.
Oh, okay. Do
I
they
wanna
need to see it?
See, right now is empty.
Empty.
So just a couple of small pieces to go back in there. Nothing heavy.
This is my workout for the day.
Hit that angle to make the magic tricks work. Just some Type R calipers. If you can just hold that angle there. Don't let it move, because the trick will work. I've got 4 more things to go in.
Oh, whew.
Magic trick
Here,
ain't
give
gonna
me
work.
some. Wait a minute.
You got it?
I got it.
All right, let me get some
wait
more
a minute.
stuff.
Still like it. Okay,
Get
I
some
got
more
it.
stuff.
All right, I got some more.
Put a Craftworks box in there. No, this is going to Austin. The trick's over. The trick's foiled. Could you give us the approval to go to Starbucks?
I so happen to have a car.
Sweet. Awesome sauce. So if you want to text me your order and text me George's order, I'll pick up on the way back.
I could do that.
Pull the trailing arms, put in the prothane bushings.
He is going to use a front rotor from a 2000 Civic DX. And whenever you're ready, George. You remember in episode 1 where we got the car and we took it apart and threw a whole bunch of stuff away and a lot of people was upset? We're about to do it again.